What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to do a full review of the Microtech LUDT, so let's get to it. Alright, Microtech LUDT in the Tanto. First time that they've ever offered this knife with a Tanto blade, so I'm very impressed that they did that. Would have liked to have seen a little more aggressiveness to it, but it does offer some pretty good versatility. There is a little bit of belly there with a nice flat back here. Very nice fuller. Great mix of handle. And let's talk about that for a second. Let's bring in the ProTech and Emerson Auto. A little bit of a size comparison and a little bit of a comfort comparison is what we're going to do here. And the Gerber Propel. One of my favorite, well, probably the most favorite knife from Gerber, in my opinion. So there we are. So we have a very good mix of knives here, and I think that this is where the LUDT kind of shines out because it brings in a handle that has a little mix of everything. So the ProTech Emerson, it feels great in the hand, it really does, but the handle may be too smooth for a lot of people, even though you have the machining here where your fingers do set in. You got the jimping up here. You feel pretty good, like you have a really good grip on that handle. Even though, again, super smooth aluminum handle, that could scare a lot of people away. The Gerber Propel, on the other hand, is, in my opinion, very aggressive. Isn't for everybody necessarily, because the G10 is very nice and aggressive, plus the buttons and stuff here too. There's no jimping up here, but let me tell you, this G10 is grippy. You're not going, this whole part of your hand is not going to go anywhere. If you're wearing gloves or whatever the case may be, you're not going anywhere. But on the hand of the LUDT, you have the mix of the grip tape, the smoothness and comfort of the aluminum, plus the jimping up top here. Not super aggressive, so that doesn't scare anyone away that have a sensitivity. I don't really have a sensitivity, so sometimes to me, guys be like, oh, it's too sharp. I very rarely ever run into that myself, but like I abuse the heck out of my hands. So my thumb especially, and index finger, so there's not a lot of sensitivity, so sometimes I don't notice it. But these are super smooth, but you feel like you got some grip. The grip tape also offers nice grip. Another thing I've heard people say is the grip tape started to come up. I've never seen the grip tape on any of Microtech's knives ever come up. Not saying it doesn't happen. Of course, anything's possible, depending on, especially on how aggressive you are with your knives and what you're doing with them. If there's a lot of moisture or anything like that. But the grip tape is recessed in there. And it's epoxied, or what I do believe too. I mean, the odds of it going anywhere are pretty slim. You'd have to basically somehow aggressively get an edge started, maybe. Like I said, and that's hard to do because it's recessed, and not to mention, it's in your hand. I mean, if you're cutting some brush or whatever, it's this whole handle material is in your hand, so any sharp twigs or anything like that are not going to push underneath it and try to wedge it up or anything. But I've never seen it come up. I think it does feel great in the hand. My fingertips are on it over here, so it feels real good in the hand. Also, when it comes to weight, the Gerber Propel, super heavy, and the ProTech, nice and light. But that, again, that's where this knife really shines from the other two knives, is brings in little bit of weight. Feels really nice in the hand, but not too much weight. Not like you're gonna be with the Gerber Propel. A little bit, probably pretty close to the Protec. Sorry about that. Let's see. See if I can get this to. All right. So let's actually do a quick little weight here. So see where the Gerber Propel is. Okay, 5 ounces. Yeah, a little over 3 1/4. Yeah, so the Emerson is actually heavier, which I'm surprised. I would have almost thought that it would have been lighter. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. So really, they go like this. Microtech's actually the lightest. Protec next, which is just a little bit heavier. And the Gerber Propel, definitely up there. You definitely notice the Gerber in your hand compared to the other two. Definitely has some weight. Very snappy though. All these knives are very snappy. Protec is probably slightly snappier than the Gerber. And yes, the L.U.D.T, super snappy. No movement at all on the blade, up or down, side to side, totally locked in. Still very centered. And I've flipped it open probably at least 100 times, if not probably a lot more. Yeah, it feels great in the hand. You do want to have a grip on it because it is powerful. It definitely, you definitely feel it. The Emerson's very strong and very fast too, but there's a hit to this. I don't, I'm assuming it's probably because the blade itself is got maybe a little more weight. I don't know. There's something about it where it definitely feels like when it hits that lock, like you feel the shock into your hands. Where this one, they're close, but very, very snappy. And even the Gerber. I mean, I do enjoy this knife. I mean, like I said, it's probably the best Gerber knife I've ever seen is the Propel there. Yeah, I mean, very, very nice. So anyway, final thoughts. The L.U.D.T definitely rocks. If you can afford to get one in your collection, I would highly recommend it. Just overall, it's Microtech. Microtech does some great knives, and this one definitely rocks. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful in any way possible. Have a great day. We'll catch you next time.